When we think about fasteners, different products we could use, the first thing is you want to make sure that you either use a hot dip galvanized nail or a stainless steel fastener to install James Hardie siding on a house. We do not recommend, and we only use a siding nail, not a roofing nail. So roofing nails have a really big head, and sometimes, especially when it's cold, it's really hard to get the pneumatic nailer to get the right compression. When you use a big round head nail, it gets split and crack the Hardie because it's just too big. So you want to use a siding nail, and the most important thing is James Hardie requires, as well as local building code, that you want to install Hardie into the wood at least 1 inch. So we generally use a 2 1/4 to 2 1/2, maybe a 2 3/8 nail. 2 1/4 is far and away the most common. I've seen some contractors, I think is a way to differentiate or a way to try to sell value to homeowner. They'll say, well, we'll use 3-inch nails because it's sturdier. The problem is if you go to anything above 2.5-inch nails, there's a great risk of start hitting wires inside the wall. So most important, you gotta use hot dip galvanized or stainless steel nails. 2, you never really wanna go bigger than a 2.5-inch nail because at that point, there's a chance you'll be nailing into wires inside the interior wall that will cause disruptions or outlets or loss of power. And then the most important thing too is you wanna use the right size head. So stay away from roofing nails. They're cheaper, which is why some contractors try to use them, but it creates cracking in the product because when you nail it, the head's too big and it creates cracking, especially in the fall or winter months. At Fairway Exteriors, we think we have the best looking product in the market. We think we install James Hardie sign better than everyone else. But one thing I know for sure is the thing we hang our hat, the thing we obsess over is moisture management and making sure all the little nerdy and geeky things that are super important to us around moisture management, building science, you never have to think about. Hardie normally has bare minimum requirements, and then there's what do we do above and beyond to keep your house secure and waterproof and last a long time. So the most important thing is we remove the old siding, we fix all the wood rot, and we make sure that when we get to your wall, we use James Hardie commercial grade house wrap, and we tape every seam. We tape every window twice. We don't use super cheap house wrap like packing tape. We use really high-end beetle tape, black zip tape, that costs 3 times more, but it's gonna last 75 years. So think of duct tape on significant steroids, okay? So we fix all the wood rot, we use commercial grade house wrap, we use the highest end tape, we tape every opening twice. Then we get to work as far as actually securing the product. Our guys spend hours finding studs and marking lines. So one of the huge things with Hardie is you have to nail into studs. It's not enough just to nail over your existing substrate. So we spend a lot of time walking around the house and marking lines and chalking lines. So we always know where exactly to install Hardie. So it's gonna be safe and secure and last 30, 40, 50 years.